Hello, welcome back. In today's episode, we just want to do a few number of things, and our first update in this checkout component we built the other day. I just want to update these cart items and everything. Right now we have 3 items in the cart, and here it is saying 4 items, and then we also have a wrong total. Okay, if you look at these items, so what I want is, if you just go and check in the cart itself, you can see the total is here. But if you just continue to the checkout, you see we haven't updated this banner. So going to this checkout banner, the cart banner in the checkout, if you just go to this component, in the components checkout, and then this cart banner, you'll be inside here. Okay, so the first thing is to get the all the items. You can get the items from the Redux, and then we can calculate, we can go ahead and calculate also the subtotal. So if you just look at this gets the cart items, and then from that we can calculate the total number, the subtotal, and then from the cart items we can go ahead and plug in here. For instance, cart items. So here can you see cart items dot length. Okay, you can just go and update the length, and then the subtotal, we can just go and also get the subtotal here. Okay, we have the subtotal, so I can just simply say subtotal, just like that. So if we just go back, let's hope that it's going to update these figures. Okay, so you can see they're saying that you have 3 items in the cart, and the subtotal is this one. Okay, yeah, so that is great. Okay, that is really great. So having done that, that is a small thing we want to just like fix right away. So there are 2 things I want to achieve in this video. The first one is, I don't know if we start with this data. So we have this data when you fill in this data here. Okay, when you fill in this data here, there is why you say proceed to payment. Now at this button here, we go ahead and save the data and proceed to payment. Now if you if we have to create an API endpoint to cater for all this data we have at this point. Okay, we have to have an API endpoint to cater at this point. So we have to really look at that. And then for these buttons, I think we still have we still need a button to go back. Okay, I think we still need a button so to go back. What if someone reaches here and they still want to go back to the checkout, to go to the previous step? I think we can still handle that. I'm just going to add that button, but right now let's look at submitting this data into an API endpoint. So if you go to the yesterday's, we created these 4 models. There is this new document I added here for models. If you just go here, okay, and in these models, there is one model that specifically I added, and this is the order model. So we have to create this model, the order model, so that we can able to take in all this information that we have. Okay, then another thing is, you can see we have to have a user ID. Okay, so at some point we need to get a user ID and we incorporate it in that data. Okay, so we can also just get the user ID. We already have a logged in user. If you check here, we have this logged in user right now, so we can actually incorporate in that, and so that if we're just going to send the data, we go ahead and actually have the user ID incorporated. So the first thing I can do is going and let me first go and to the schema. Okay, so you can just first go to the schema. I'm just going to bring this down. So in the schema we have all these models. Now just going to add one model, and this is the order model. Okay, I just want to add this order model. Okay, so we have the first name, last name, email address, street address. Okay, we have city, country, zip code, shipping cost, shipping method. Okay, we can just remove this, the payment token, and we should just make these ones, I think, required. I think everything is going to be required. We have the time, then we have this relationship here. Okay, so we have to go ahead and fix this relationship of this user ID. Okay, if I just go to the order. Okay, so it has to be the way you see, like these other profile. Okay, so just going to create the order. Okay, a user can make an order, as you can see here. A user can have also like products. So here the user can have can make an order. So just going to have the order. So we just come here and we put like order, and then here just going to see order. I think can make, I think, orders. Can you have multiple orders or one order at once? Let me see. Okay, so the user can have multiple orders. So if you look at our model here, a user can have orders, and this means that a user can have multiple orders. Okay, a user can have multiple orders. Let's say he ordered today, he can keep on adding more orders. So it is a one-to-many. Okay, one user can have many orders. Okay, or many orders can belong to one user. So it is a one-to-many relationship. So when you come back here on the user, okay, so of course we have here the user ID. Okay, and then down here on the user, the relationship, we just want if a person is deleted or this user is deleted, all the related orders will also be deleted. Okay, that is the relation we can put. Then we just go ahead and make sure we have all our fields, and that is in the all steps. Okay, actually let me first add this button because I feel like I have to have a way of going back. Okay, so I just going to go either to order summary, and we have this button, and I need to add another button. Let's see if I duplicate this. Let me just go to the maybe nav buttons and get the previous button. Okay, just have this, copy, and let's go to where is the order summary here, and let me add it here. Okay, and let's get this function. Okay, just have this function. First of all, we're just going to have these two. Okay, so in the order summary, we just go ahead and have let me add them here. We get the current state. We go ahead and get the dispatch to dispatch the set current state, and then we can also just get this set current state, and then we have this handle previous, and let's just see how this looks like. Get this, let's go back and see. Okay, so let me just go ahead and add some data. Next. Okay, next. Okay, so here we have these buttons. I'm just going to quickly put them in flex. So just put here flex items center, and let's see items center, and let's say justify between. Yeah, as simple as that. This should be now okay. Okay, so now we can just have previous. Okay, good, great. So now what I just want is to have all this data. So now when you go back to our schema, let's go to each step and confirm the data we have. So you can see in the first step, personal details, we have first name, last name, email address, and the phone number. So those this one, we have the personal details. Okay, so the first, last, email, phone number. Let's see. So these first four here, then we go to the address details. Was it shipping details? Okay, so you just go to the shipping details and see. So the shipping details, we have the about, I think, 5. Okay, street, city, country, and here we have the district instead. District, instead of the zip code, we have the district. and then we have the shipping cost. Okay, so then I go to the payment method. Okay, so the payment method, we had just payment method. Okay, the string, of course, then will be really done. Do we have to save the other items? I think we need other item IDs, something like that. I'm not sure if we need to save the other items. Yeah, we should have the other items. Maybe that would be another another, we could just call we could just go ahead and call it either an array, or we could call create a relationship. We create its own kind of table for it, other items. Okay, we must have something like other items somehow. Okay, so let me see how to okay, so for the order, as you can see here, we have our order, which has this all checkout data, the personal shipping. So we have to have these order items that we are having in this these three items. They are the order items, as you can see. So we have to have these order items as well. So what we have to do is to create so that this one must have the order items. Okay, it has to have order items. Okay, as of we have to create here a model for order items down here. So order item must have, of course, ID. It has to have order ID, product ID, quantity, price, created at, and then it must have, of course, the order and the product, the fact that it has the order ID and product ID. So if I just come back here, I'm just going to add order item here, order item. Okay, just like this, as an array of order items. Okay, the same thing to the product. So even the product here, where is the product? So inside the product here, we can have, okay, we can just go ahead and add order items. Okay, so this can have a product, can have order items. So it starts from the order belongs to a user. Okay, the order belongs to a user, and then this order can have the order items. Okay, and this is the relationship we can create out of them. So we have all these details. We make sure we get from each of these ones. So we have to add these ones also in in consideration. Okay, you have to go ahead and add these ones in consideration. So that means we'll have to add them. Okay, we will have to add them in the API, or we have to consider them while we are adding these ones. Okay, we have to have these other items in here. So I'm just going to copy this. If you go back to order summary, okay, so we already have these are the same as the cart items that we have. Okay, these are the same as the cart items that we have here. So if you just go ahead and say order items is going to be equal to cart items. Okay, so if you check out, we have these this data, the form data that we are having. So we must form another object that we are going to send to the API. So we could, because if you look at these two right now, if we go ahead and console.log, let's say we have the cart item, and if we just say const and maybe say combined data is equal to, and you combine these order items, okay, plus the checkout form data, just like this. And let's go ahead and print out the combined data. Okay, just like that. I'm just going to press F12. So if we just go ahead and now click on proceed here, we have an error and a quote in promise. Order items is not defined. Do we need to set this? You mean this they're saying an accord promise, as if did I have to await cart items? I thought let me see. So it could just like order items as okay. So what if I actually just pass the cart items themselves here? Okay. Let's see. And let's click. Okay, so I will have an object here containing two objects as this. Okay, But I would also just be interested to also getting this. Okay, if we just did something like checkout data, so let me just do something like checkout. Let me use this checkout form data. So if I get checkout form data, where am I getting checkout form data? Okay, I have it there, and I say dot cut items. No, in fact I just call the, let's call a dispatch. We could call a dispatch. I don't know if we need to really dispatch that, I'm not sure. We could dispatch it. Let me just see. I'm just going to dispatch update. Okay, and then like you pass in cut items. Okay, and let me just simply console the checkout. The checkout form data. Unexpected token. Okay, so you just go ahead and try to click on proceed. Okay, so if I check right now in this, I have first, last, street address. I'm not seeing. Oh, okay, I added cut items. So basically it has not updated. You can see we still have this our normal thing. Okay, so how about if I don't dispatch, but then I get checkout data, checkout form data? But I think we could just separate the way we had done. We could just separate them. Yeah, they just really separate the way I had done. Just simply do this. So we create combined data that is composed of cut items. Okay, and then the checkout form data, and you could just say this one, call it order items as cut items. And if you just go ahead and console the combined data, so you see we have two things here. We have the checkout form data, which is actually having all this data. Okay, and last time it had added all this. Let me just go back. It had added this array direct like this. This is, we do not want that actually. let me just go ahead and remove that, refresh, and let's start afresh. Let me just add this data next, add this, and then add this next. So now if we proceed to payment, okay, so we have an object with two things, the checkout form data and the order items. The checkout data is having all this, the data, normal data, and then order items is an array containing this data. If you look at each of these, let's look at, we have the ID, which is the product ID, image, quantity, sales price, title. Okay, and let's look at the order item things we need in the Prisma. So if you look at the order item, we need order ID, which is okay. Order ID, which we can get after creating the order, product ID, quantity, price. I think we are good. Yeah, those ones we can get them. Okay, so after having these ones, now we have to send this data to an API endpoint. So let me just go to this side of the API. Okay, just go here in the API and let's create a new one called orders. So you can just go ahead and create the orders. Then inside the orders, let's create a new file called route.js, and I'm just going to copy one of these ones. It really doesn't really matter much. I just need to get any that I can use. Just get from here. Okay, so go back to the orders and let me paste this. Okay, we start with the post. So really we are going to receive two things only. If you just see the data we are going to send, here is the data. So we are sending the two things. We are sending an object having order items and checkout form data. So we expect to get out these two things, this and the order items, only the two things, just like this. And this will be also of course objects. So this is the data, sort of like we are sending the checkout form data and the order items. Okay, now of course I'm just going to remove this. So we have to first create the order using this checkout form data, and then afterwards we create order items using this one. So it will have to be order here dot create, and then the data we have to pass in all this data that is in the schema. So you have to go back here, and where are we going to get the user ID? Let's first go back for a second. So in the first instance in our form, we could add it at last, but let's add it at first. We could just go back to components and let me just go to components. and you just want to check out. And then in these forms, in the first form, which is personal details, you're just going to add the user ID. Okay, so in this one we have to get the user ID, and I'm just going to get it from the session. So I'm just going to come here and I say that const so const data, and we name it as session, and we can also get the status from use session. Okay, then from this we could just say const user is equal to session.user user dot id, and we just name this one as user id. Sorry. So you can just have this. We can just get our ID from here, and then when we just like actually dispatching this data, or you can just come and say data dot user ID is equal to user ID. Sorry, is equal to user ID. So now let's go back and see. Okay, let's go back to this previous state. In fact, let's just refresh. Okay, let's refresh, and let's add some data here. Okay, let's add some data like that. Next, and do we have any errors? And we're just going to handle on these errors we have here, so that we don't have to stay with them, like this one which it says let me just go ahead and add more data. Just this here, cash on delivery. Okay, so proceed to payment. So you just click on this, and let's look at the object we have here. So I have the order items and the checkout data. Let's check the checkout data. So you can see actually we have the user ID. Okay, so we have the user ID now populated. Okay, this is good. Okay, so we have the user ID added into that. So the next thing is, of course, to send our data to the API. Okay, is to send our data to the API. Let me just see. You can now cross all these back to the API, orders, route. Okay, so we have the checkout and the order. So all this information, we need to get it from here. So I can just go ahead and do this. Add these ones, payment method. So this is an array and it is optional, so that one we can leave it. Update data and created at, those ones are created automatically, so just copy these ones and let's go to the route. So this is the data we need to populate here. Okay, so the first one is user ID. Okay, we have to get all this data from the checkout. Okay, so you have to say checkout data form data dot, okay, Of course, we could go ahead and spread this out, like but we can just say checkout from data dot which one is easier? We could just do this checkout and just like this. Okay, Control C, copy them, and down here you could just see const. Okay, and we are extracting all these data. So the city, okay, put comma. We have the district, put comma. We have the email, okay. We have the first name, then we have the last name, then we have the payment method. This is to extract exactly what we have on the other on the object. And then we have the phone, we have the shipping cost, which is actually a string. You have to convert into a float. And then we have the user ID, okay, is equal to checkout from data. So this, we extract these ones. Now I will just come and see if they match. So we have the user ID, comma, and then on the personal details we have the first name, this is a string, email address. Are you seeing now that so we have this as email address and the phone number, so we can change this to email since we haven't pushed. So I'm just going to change that to email and this one to phone. Okay, those two. Let me go to the schema. I just want to change those two, this one to email and then this one to phone, just like that. Where is the route? So first name, last name, email, just like this. Phone is a string. Then we go to shipping details. So we have the street address. Yeah, that one is okay. We have the city. Okay. So we have the city. We have the country. Then we have the district. Now this one is a float, so we have to use we have to convert this. I think you can use pass. There is pass float and pass int of the shipping cost, so that you convert it into a float. Then payment method is a string. Okay, so payment method, are we having it just like that? Let's just see if payment method is exactly the same. Yeah. So we have this data extracted carefully here. Okay, and this is going to be const order. Okay, we can create a new order, actually new order. Okay, so this is the new order. We create it just like this, and then from there, after creating the order, we can go ahead and create. Okay, so here we can create order item. Okay, we can create an order item. Okay, so I put some small reference here. If you go to these models, if you check down here an endpoint for order, you see that the first thing would do is creating the order, and then the second thing would be creating order items associated with this order, and we could create all of them at once. So let's say order items. Okay, we could just say order items. Okay, do we have this already? Oh, okay, so you can just say maybe new order items, await prisma dot order item. Now this order item, we are referring to actually this new model of order item. Okay, dot create many. So we can pass in this create many. I'm not so sure how create many works. You could just go to Prisma. Let's check in Prisma and just go to quick start. And let's see here. If we just say create many, is it create many? Yeah. So you could just come in and say create many. Let's say create the create many. If it is there, create many. Okay. Instead, create many query adds a new set of records to the parent. Okay. How does it work? So according to them, you just say posts and then is passing create many. I don't understand. Okay, let's just try this and see if with the errors we get. So new orders prisma dot create many, and then we have other, and we can just get the order items and we map through. Okay, remember this one will return an array. Yeah, actually that is true. So we actually create many and then we pass an array. This will return another array. So order items dot map, and we have access to the item. And the most important thing why we want to get the item is to specify the order ID. Okay, if you look in this Prisma schema, you will see that the order item has order ID and product ID. Now, if you check in this in the item here, Okay, if you check in the item here, you'll see that it has an ID which is actually product ID, and these other things, the sale price and the QTY, these ones, now we have to make sure they really match. Okay, we have to make sure we really match. So we are trying to recreate that object. When we are doing this, we are trying to recreate the object here, manipulating this, because the one we have must match with this one. Okay, so if I was to copy this, you must make sure they have this, the order ID, product ID, quantity, price. Okay, just like that. So these are the most wanted ones. So if I go back to the route, so here is spreading. We could just go ahead and return automatically a new object, because spreading these ones, they are not going to what, so we have to recreate all these ones. Okay, the order ID, it is what we have just created here. This is the new order dot ID. This order we created on top here. After being created, we can grab its ID here. Now, so the order ID is out. And then we have the product ID, which is going to be item dot ID. So this product ID is item dot ID. Remember, the item that is coming is this one. And you can see the ID, the product ID is just ID. And then the quantity is QTY. So here quantity is item.qty, item.qty. Now I don't know if we need to make sure that this one is int. So you could just pass it. They say pass int, just like this, to make sure that it is okay. And then the same thing to price. Okay, the same thing to price. We could just say it is pass float of item dot sales price. If you just see the here, it is under the sale price, item dot sale price, just like that. Remove this one. Of course, we have order ID. I think this creates what we want. Okay, because as you look in the Prisma schema, those are the most important thing: the order ID, product ID, quantity, price. These ones are created, and then like of course the product, we have it. So I think we should be good to go right now. This new order, we could also console.log the new order and the new order item, or new order items. And here we could just like return new order, and then of course fetch create order. Okay, of course you could just go ahead and get the orders now. Await order, find many order by created at, here orders, fetch to fetch orders. Okay, just like this. Okay, so let's just go ahead and now try. We haven't made the request. Let's go ahead and make a request in the order summary. So we have to make a request here. Okay. After creating this order, right now, of course, when someone does this, we are supposed to proceed to payment. So just going to have of course that one is going to be handled by the API, but for now let's just take to the order confirmation. So we're just going to have one place for order confirmation. Okay, just have the order confirmation page. Okay, let me just go ahead and in this for now, I'm just going to say we could create another page called order confirmation. New order confirmation. I don't know, just like then create page. Okay, .j6 rfc. Okay, and I'm just going to put h2 that your order has been confirmed. Order confirmed. Okay, p-tag, thank you. And we normally just like send an email. We have sent you an email of your invoice. So suppose generate a sort of like invoice for these. Okay, so just have to create an invoice and even sending that. So we are going to route to this order confirmation. Okay, so you could just go ahead in this order summary. Okay, so in this order summary, let me first put here order confirmation route. I'm just going to route I'm just going to create I'm just going to use if you just go to lib, so we have this API request. So we're just going to come here and we say we have to try and make API make post request. Okay, and what does this take in? If you hover on this, actually just could go to this and we look at what it actually requires. All these. Okay, okay, so I'm just going to copy all these. Okay, I'm just going to copy all those and just going to come to the order summary, and you have to pass in all these ones. The first one is set loading, so you can just come here and create that state. Const loading set loading is equal to await. Okay, no, sorry, is equal to use state, and by default is false, and we're going to use also this loading we can just use it in our button. Okay, here you can just use it here in the set loading here. If loading, we could just like say get this, and we can just use loading. Okay, so if loading is true, then I'm just going to have another button, just like that, and then errors, we'll have this this one. Now in this one, we're just going to have the same things. Okay, I just give it class name, but inside here I'm just going to say okay, processing, please wait. So you say processing, yeah, we just say processing, maybe please wait, and then we're just going to give it a disabled. So just going to disable it so that someone doesn't click it. Okay, let's go ahead, and so that is the loading. We are passing it in here. Endpoint, so here on the endpoint, let's pass in the endpoint is going to be API orders. Okay, and if you check what they need in this API request, you see the endpoint is base stroke the endpoint. So okay, so it has to be localhost 3000 stroke API stroke. Okay, so going back here, so it is API orders. Let's confirm that. API orders. Okay, the data, so the data you are sending is combined data. In fact, we could just like leave it here. We just call this one data, simple as that, and then we send the data. The resource name is order, and then the receipt, really, even if we pass in the receipt, is not going to be used. The only thing is the redirect. What am I going to do with the receipt? But basically what we would do also would actually just like not use this one. We could just basically just come here and, you know, do this try catch by ourselves. Just this one, let me copy it. Just come here to the order summary. Let me just go ahead and do this. Okay, instead of using that, let me just bring it here, all of it. So try, we have the base URL set loading true, response is fetch base, and instead here I'm just going to say orders, API orders. Okay, method post body, we pass the data, so we have our data here. I'm passing the data. Now we have the response back, set loading, we can get it toast. Okay, new order, so you could just see here, order created successfully. let's see, order created successfully, so just like that. Okay, the receipt is not there, so now we can redirect. So you can just create this on top here. You can just go ahead and we say const what are we going to use is, just check here, not there. We could just like I've forgotten the name. That is very interesting. I've forgotten the name. It is called, so we need to redirect router. So we're just going to use router here. Router is equal to use, is it use router? Use router from next navigation. Okay, so now after getting the router, we can just come here and say router.push. So here can just say router.push. Okay, and this name I had reserved here on top. This is the page order confirmation. So let's push to this page. Where is it? Push to that. Okay, error settled in false, response 409. We're not having 409. Okay, I'm just going to have this here. Something went wrong. Okay, so let's just now try it. I hope everything is okay. We can remove this API request. We are not using it now. Okay, let's just try to make the first trial of the request, and I know we might just get error. But before that, we need to push the changes as if we have something broken. What is the problem? Okay, I think we are good. So you just need to actually Control C. I have to push the changes first. So let me just first stop the server. Okay, I'm just going to say npx prisma db push. Let's hope we don't get any problems, because there is so many problems you get with the database, and we have to go ahead and fix those ones. Let's just wait for this command to see if it pushes our schema. Okay. I'm just going to, okay, it has started pushing. I was going to pause it. Okay, it has successfully pushed the order and order item. Okay, and generated the new Prisma client. Now we can just go ahead and restart the server. Okay, can just go ahead and start the server and see this how it actually works. We try it and see if we can create a new order. Okay, let's go and refresh here the checkout page. Okay, so it has compiled the checkout. I just give it a second here. Let's just see and I want to take this opportunity to thank those ones who have continued to watch my content. Okay, I am so much grateful. Really, those ones who support the content. Always, I'm still the the channel is still growing, and it is you who have made it this far. Thank you so much. You can check the course in the description and join the waiting list. The course is still in the making, and TypeScript is coming up next anytime. And then another thing is you can also join the WhatsApp group and talk to us if you have any errors. Guys in the group are really generous and good. They help each other, so it is good. You can join the group so that if you have any errors, we can always have a look. Sometimes I am busy, I might not look at your work, but at least other guys of your kind, they might have a look at your code. Okay, but I'm so much grateful as you're still waiting for this to actually load up. I don't know why it is taking so long to load, and here it is saying it has already compiled the checkout. I think it is just like loading the API. I don't know. And then let's also take a look at some of these errors. Okay, I don't know where these ones come from. We have these ones from HTML4. I don't know where these ones are located. So I'm just going to pause until this is back. It is taking more time, and I feel like I'm taking more time. I just pause it for a second. I'll be back when it has fully loaded. Okay, so it has now fully loaded. Okay, let's go ahead and now try. So I'm just going to give a fake filler, and having this person called Camilla. Okay, we could of course go ahead and put this to be sincere. It will be this. It would be Martha. This Martha Thompson. So Townsend. So you just go ahead and actually put this. Okay. Let's leave the email, but we could also go ahead and put the email if wanted. But I just say changes the email and click next. Next, and then let's use a fake feeder here, and then maybe it says $80. Next, maybe credit card. Next, and then now this is where we actually make the actual request to the API. Just say click proceed, saying please processing, please wait. So if you just go back to this, you can see compiled API, orders. So the request was sent, and guys, look at that. That was really nice. So let's just go back here and see that the first thing was the order was created, and then count 3. Here it returns the count of the orders. Okay, and we're also redirected this side. Order confirmed, thank you, we have sent you an email. So this is great. Let's confirm if we have an order. So duplicate, and we're just going to go to API. Okay, orders. Okay, I'd want to see if we can fetch the orders, and these are the orders you're going to be actually showing on the dashboard. Okay, okay, so you can see we have one order here. This is really nice. This is really nice, guys. I'm really happy we have this. The order was created successfully. Okay, the order was created successfully, as you can see here, and we are also redirected to this point. Okay, so that's great. Okay, and maybe I don't know if at that point you're supposed to go ahead and remove these items from the cart. I'm not sure what you're supposed to do. We could just say when someone confirms and creates the order, we go ahead and remove these items from the cart. Maybe you could just do that, like local storage dot remove blah blah. We could just clear it, but for now let's leave it at that. Now, one problem though is that we haven't applied the coupon. I wanted actually to work on this apply coupon, but I feel like um, I feel like the coupon should be applied on the checkout. What do you think, guys? We could just like move this to more especially here on the order summary, because it's having here the total, and you could just like put here somewhere where to apply the coupon, so that it actually reduces the total amount or that someone has here. Okay, just going to put this on the checkout, the coupon on the checkout. If we put it onto this, if we put it on the card here, we have this applying it on the card. That means the problem is that if we had this in the global state, because if you apply it here, we have to either send it, okay, either send it or add it to the cart items in one or the other. But I think we're just going to move this coupon and we just move it to the checkout. So this point whereby we actually have the subtotal, okay, because actually you're supposed to have, where do we save the subtotal? Actually we are supposed to actually, I think, send it. Okay, I think I get, we are supposed to have at least this onto this. Okay, I think down you're supposed to have the subtotal. The good thing is here, if you add this, this and this, so we could just put somewhere to apply the coupon, okay, so that it affects this subtotal. Okay, and I feel like since we are calculating it in this here, how are we going to have it display? Could just have you have to bring that I think let's just do it in the next video. Okay, and we see how you're going to apply the coupon. But right now the order has been successfully done. If let's go to cart, I'm just going to add now new items. Let me go back to shopping. Okay, start shopping. Okay, why is this link not working? Okay, so let's just go here. I just want to buy some other things, and we see if we can just make an order. So I have 2 items now in the cart, 2 items of 750. Continue to checkout. I have 2 items with 750, and the items are here clearly. Now let's go proceed to payment. Processing payment, and something went wrong. Okay, what went wrong? Okay, order user ID. Let's see here. Unique constraint field on the order user ID. You mean one person cannot? That's not right. Let's just go back to the schema. I think that is a bug we have to work on. So in the order here, we have user ID, and we said this down here can have orders. Okay, let's see. In the user, a user can have orders. I don't know why it is that constraint. So that is a bug. I'm just going to work on this. Okay, guys, you can also just go and be working on that. Okay, we're having this constraint. I'm just going to work around it, and we'll see it in the next video, and we'll also apply the coupon. Thank you so much. See you in the next episode.